Hello and welcome to the Cubbears Fan Report for the 26th of April, 2025. And I've got my Cub hat on and my Bears jersey. It's been a big night for the Bears drafting. They drafted 3 times in the second round through some trades. They've already traded the 4th round pick today. They were supposed to pick at 109 today and pick in the 5th round at 148. Pick in the 7th round at 233. But I don't know what the deal with the trade is because that happened while I was getting this report ready. At some point, you got to get on the air and report. So I'm going to report. But let's start with the Cubs. The Cubs beat Philadelphia 4-0, and they will play today at around 3 o'clock. But that's a big game, and they're in the toughest stretch of the schedule, and they are beating people. They are beating the Phillies. They shut out the Phillies. And Colin Ray was the starting pitcher. He was filling in for Justin Steele, and he's done a great job. 5 shutout innings, 7 strikeouts. Pomeranz came to pitch, who the Cubs just acquired this week, and Palencia closed the game out with his 102-mile-an-hour fastball, but he varied the pitches. He didn't walk people. Sometimes he got a little wild last year, but he's looked good. He may become the closer. He's got the velocity to do it. The Cubs didn't have to hit a home run. Nobody was going to hit a home run yesterday because the wind was blowing in. And it's hard to hit when the wind is blowing in Chicago. I hated it when the wind came off the lake because all the fields were oriented so that if the wind came out of the south, you could expect to hit the ball far. But if the wind came out of the north, you weren't going to hit the ball very far at all. And that's what I grew up with, and that's what I played with. And when you go to Wrigley Field and the wind's coming off the lake, it is cold. But the Cubs found a way to win. They shut them out. Seiya Suzuki had 2 hits, Ian Happ had 2 hits, and John Birdie had 2 hits and an RBI. And so the Cubs pieced together some hits. The old Cubs used to have to hit a home run in order to win a game. That's during the Brizzo days. They had to hit home runs. Now, they can use speed, they steal bases, and they are hitting home runs, but that's not the only way they can score. Yesterday, they hit the ball in the gap and got a couple doubles, and it worked out really good for them. But the Cubs are looking good. They're getting through this month, which is the toughest April in years, and I think they're going to play really well once the schedule lightens up. Because I was expecting some really good stuff out of them last year, but the bullpen wasn't quite there. But maybe the bullpen will pick up with Palencia. But we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, the Bears completed the Bryce Young trade with all their picks. For Bryce Young, they received Caleb Williams, DJ Moore, Darnell Wright, Tyreek Stevenson, Torrey Taylor, and last night in the 3rd round, they got Luther Burden III, who was a speedy receiver from Missouri who is considered a run-after-the-catch kind of guy. May need to work on his route running, but he was instrumental, and everybody's very excited about them because now they got Colston Loveland, Luther Burden III. They also drafted Ozzie Trapilo, who was 6'8" from Boston College, and he may need to fine-tune his workup, but sometimes he gets a little high because he's so tall. He's got to get his pad level lower, and he can't be too upright of a blocker, but 6'8". He's a big guy, and he's going to be promising. And the Bears general manager also went to Boston College, so there is a Boston College connection there. And then they drafted Shamar Turner from Texas A&M, a tackle who's like a junkyard dog, they say. He's a vicious player. He played all 5 defensive line positions. He's got some range. Ozzie Trapilo said he played some right. He was flexible. He played some guard. He played tackle on both sides. So now the question is going to be who's going to play left tackle for the Bears. It could be Darnell Wright. Could be Ozzie Trapilo. It's all going to come down to how he does and how Amagaji does with a full training camp. The Bears have addressed the offensive line, so they feel like they have the luxury to go out and get the best available. And they still got that punter, Torrey Taylor, who's an exceptional punter. But I like what the Bears are doing, and I'll probably have more to report on it tomorrow. They draft at the 5th round at 148 and the 7th round at 233 and traded to 109, and I don't know how that's going to work out. They traded it to Buffalo, but this is the Cubbears Fan Report. Please like and subscribe. Please support my sponsors at Robin Hood and Taylor's Place. If you're in northern Mississippi, Taylor's Place goes to Chicago to get Vienna hot dogs and Italian beef, and it's like eating at a sandwich shop right there in the Chicago suburbs. I really like the place, and they serve steaks on Saturday night that are big and a good value. And Cubbears Fan Report, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.